It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's a theory. Chris's crazy theory. Do it.
I always love how surprised you are. A theory? So this one goes a little bit. Yeah, better acting than Colton. That's is that his name? He was terrible, that guy. Oh, anyway, but so does he have supernatural powers? I don't think so. There's no indication of that at the beginning of the movie. What I think is actually happening, this is a little bit deep, but I have some evidence to support this, is I feel that our universe is a multiverse and Alex glimpsed an alternate reality. And I know what you're going to say. That's a little deep for this type of movie, but I have some evidence to support this. So what I have here is an actual image of our universe. That's the cosmic cosmic microwave background. And this is actually true. This is what scientists are able to discover, that our universe seems to look like based on the radiation left over from the Big Bang. So I study this daily, as I'm sure all of our listeners.
Essential reading, just to know our place in the universe.
Exactly. And what does this look like to me? This to me looks like it's a bubble. And if the universe is a bubble, then there's possibilities that there are other bubbles. And this is sort of what I envision it if my printer was able to not run out of ink. But basically, the idea is that our universe is bouncing around and it's sometimes interacting with other bubble universes.
Oh, like one of them lava lamps?
Like one of them, exactly. That's how I envision the universe. And I've done some equations to kind of support my theory on this. And I think what happened to Alex is that he glimpsed one of these alternate realities. And I think there's so many universes that there are many that are almost identical to ours with just one or two minor changes. So every decision that you make in a different universe, the other decision, the opposite decision was made. And that's why you have almost infinite possible universes. And I think Alex glimpsed one of these. Why did he glimpse it and no one else on the plane glimpsed it? He had his eyes closed. And if you notice in that scene, he was the only one outside of possibly the baby who was then awoken crying because maybe the baby glimpsed it and didn't understand what was going on. But he had his eyes closed and he glimpsed this alternate reality as the universes passed through each other. And once he saw that, he realized that universe was maybe like a few minutes ahead of him, and he was able to glimpse a bit of the future of what could have happened. Now, why is this a bad thing if he decides to change the proper course of time? So I've done a chart to explain why this would be a bad thing and why the universe would not be happy. Here we go. So he makes this one decision to save the people on the plane. But each of those survivors are now going to make decisions, and you can see it quickly spirals into all of a sudden this universe expanding improperly based on what was supposed to have happened. And that could cause issues for these other universes as the universe expands. So I did some, calculations, and I basically, I could explain the entire universe in these simple calculations. Now, I understand this might be a little bit deep for some of our, viewers out there.
Anyone that watches us? It's like nobody watches us for quality.
So on the cosmological scale, the multiverse theory may make, it helped me explain the so-called fine-tuning problem. As you all know, our universe appears to be finely tuned for the existence of life as we know it. But what if this is not by design? What if this is because there's infinite universes and we just happen to be living in this one? So Schrodinger, an Austrian physicist, came up with this equation. And I could go into the equation, but it might be a little bit above the heads besides me and you. We operate on this level.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
So essentially, but this would explain why he needed to be culled. All the people that survived needed to be culled because they weren't supposed to survive. and now their decisions are making this bubble, this universe, different and bigger than it was supposed to be, which is going to impact the others. So that's why I think, death is some sort of, creature. We haven't really learned, maybe in the sequels we'll learn why, but basically they need to fix the problem, because as these people who were not supposed to survive continue to make decisions, it's going to worsen the problem. So again, I have, equations that go into the Z component, angular momentum. Basically I solved the entire universe, but I get the impression.
Here, if we do nothing else in the show, then yeah, sure, why not? Let's just solve the universe.
I get the impression that maybe this is going over some of our viewers' heads. So I'm just going to
Some of our presenters' heads as well.
simplify it a little. I'm going to simplify it just a bit. Okay, so here we go. Plane crash, good. No plane crash, bad. So I simplified it just a bit.
That works. Yep. Okay, now you're speaking my
better.
language.
All right, we're back on board. And that and that is my theory. Alex glimpsed the multiverse. Thank you.